Hey, what's up, everybody? Lawler here, inside source for all things Rocket League. Got some Rocket League news for you guys today that a lot of people have been asking. Talking about some rumors as well as some team confirmations that are hinted at by the Esports Shop, as well as whisperings I've been hearing. Also some stuff in regards to just around the scene, like new fan rewards and Esports Shop issues that went down. All that and more in today's video. What's up, everybody? Lawler here. Going to be talking about RLCS news today. We got a couple teams to talk about, primarily Power or PWR and Team Liquid. We've got fan reward stuff, and we've also got some issues towards the Esports Shop. So with that said, let's get into the teams, and then we'll go into the other stuff, I guess. So the big one we're going to start with is Team PWR. For those that don't know, the Esports Shop got released on the 5th, and with that, they categorized a bunch of different teams in specific areas for like what region they're going to be representing. And a lot of people were trying to figure out who's representing who's going where. And the big one for PWR or Power is that they are in North America. And people are like, well, what North American team are they representing? What's going on? According to rumors and everybody else I'm hearing, and I don't even know if I want to call it a rumor at this point. I pretty much want to put it out there in the public. This is one I've heard from inside sources and a bunch of other people. But Team Power is picking up Forky, Mile, and Epic Johnny. It doesn't show it in the Smash page because obviously they don't want to spoil it. Right now the team is signed up under Sippin for the qualifiers, but it is very likely that this is the team that is going to be under the Team Power name. Again, Forky, Mile, and Epic Johnny. Whether this will be the magic run finally for Forky or not, who knows, but that is what all the rumors are pointing towards. That's what all my sources are saying, so seems pretty likely, and massive congratulations. That's a big signing without any proven results in the RLCS. So maybe this is finally the chance that they've been looking for. We'll have to wait and see. Don't forget about that. Open qualifiers for the first regional start today on the 8th. So there should be some team streams going on. Originally, there wasn't any plans to actually broadcast these, but it does seem like a bunch of teams are trying to put these together now. So most likely, if you tune into your favorite teams, they should have some sort of team broadcast going on for the open qualifiers this week. Up next, a lot of people trying to figure out who the miraculous player is for Team Liquid, because there's been a lot of rumors surrounding who is going to be. Initially, it was all about Flakes, and then it wasn't, and then it was other players and people that have been trying out, and then Oski and this and that. Oski's too young. He doesn't turn 15 till like February, so clearly not him. But other than that, they haven't really tried anybody out. I will say, though, based on digging and everything else, these are pretty common conceptions. Along with Fruity's comments about like desperate times calling for desperate measures, it does look like it is going to be Flakes. Based upon the things that I'm hearing and seeing, it seems to be Flakes. You can also look at ballchasing.com and see all their recent scrims, although the 29th isn't the most recent. It's within about a week. All the matches they are playing are against either Fadeaway, it looks like. It's pretty much what all their scrims are going against, is Fadeaway. And they seem to be winning a bunch of them, but again, scrims don't really mean anything. If it's anything an inclination, it just means that the players are grinding, which is always good. So from the looks of it, Flakes to Team Liquid is pretty certain based upon some of the pieces that we've been in and the things that I've been hearing. And then again, as a reiteration, Team Power, Forky, Mile, Epic Johnny. Interesting to see how these things are going to go. These two teams, you'll have to hear my opinion on in a later video. If you guys want to make sure you don't miss out on that, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. Up next, new RLCS fan rewards. The whole reason why the numbers for RLCS are so large is because people are trying to get them some drops. And again, don't know how many times I got to say it. There will be no command to get drops. You just got to watch. Just log in and watch. That's all you got to do. I don't know why that escapes some people. Either way, they've announced some new fan rewards, which is pretty cool. Always good to see them updating it. And they also talk about how in their post that will be persistent through every split. So when winter split hits, we should see some different rewards, spring, etc. So cool to see some implementation and ongoing changes. That stuff is always just a little bit extra bonus for watching, which is really cool. The first one that they are adding is the RLCS Octane decal, which is animated, which you probably should be seeing on your screen right now. There's a little bit of animation like cloud smoke stuff. Looks pretty sweet. Maybe if I get lucky, I will start rocking that instead. But I do think it looks pretty nice. They also talk about the rival wheels, which should be displaying on your screen right now as well. These are, again, a random drop. Possible chance to be painted, maybe certified. Usually they work in some sort of custom versions of these. And then an onliner player title. A title that literally is said onliner, which is kind of a joke and play on the whole. Well, all of last season was online. I'm an onliner. You know, that's where I thrive. So we'll see how those go. And speaking of the esports scene, last and certainly not least is the Esports Shop itself. I talked about how it got announced and released and everything came out on the 5th, and without a smooth sailing, it impacted a small amount of people, but there was definitely some hiccups. Initially when the shop came out, if you guys didn't see it, the decals were originally announced to be 300 tokens or esports tokens, whatever they're calling them. And that was not the case. They ended up being put on display for 100, which was just a mistake on the servers. Some lucky few did get the ability to purchase these decals for only 100 credits, which is like $1 a piece, which is pretty awesome considering they're normally 3. Again, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a difference. But if you're buying a bunch of them, $1 a piece is a hell of a lot better than, you know, you're talking the, what, $9 for all 3 or however many you're doing. Plus, then you got to take away all the away kits in the future. It adds up. But at the end of the day, there was a big, massive Twitch leak about revenue and stuff. And Rocket League ain't doing too bad. Over the past 2 years, they've made like $1.2 million off their Twitch channel. So they're doing okay. Doing okay. Either way, the shop did have its frustrations and its issues, and it did affect a very small amount of people. It was displaying as 100, but still charging some people 300, and people were confused by it. Ultimately, they are 300 tokens, which comes out to be about $3. They even put out a tweet on the Rocket League _status Twitter page, which says Esports Shop update. While all the decals in the Esports Shop are priced at 300 tokens, we're aware that some of the decals are displaying at 100. We're working on fixing this issue. Please start a ticket here if you have any questions or concerns. Which, when I went and even bought my own decals that I wanted, there was a little bit of a delay. There was some issues going on with the servers about purchasing tokens, let alone adding funds to the account. Then again, we did this on Tuesday, and Steam is notorious for doing updates and maintenance on Tuesday, so it could have been that as well. Either way, it seems like everything is all squared away. Everything seems to be fixed and working just fine. So if you do want to go buy and support your favorite esports orgs and teams, by all means, I do recommend it, as it is a way for them to have some sort of revenue stream so they can continue to pay your favorite players. Either way, just keep in mind, even though I do have a creator code, LAWL, you need to understand that the Esports Shop is not that. Esports Shop is for esports organizations and players, and then everything else, the regular shop, is for creators. So keep those separations. If you are buying stuff, always appreciative that you use my code. It's LAWL, but if you don't, no big deal. Just make sure you put somebody's in, because it doesn't hurt to support when it doesn't cost you anything. Either way, pretty straightforward. It was a really quick fix. Turnaround time was like a couple hours, if that. Nice and simple today for our Rocket League news. A whole bunch of stuff still to come in the future, and if you want to make sure you don't miss out on it, with the season getting started here in just a bit, all next week leading into the regionals, we're going to be covering a whole bunch of all the roster changes, as well as what I think about them, how I think they're going to do, a little bit of a power ranking for the top teams in North America, Europe, etc. Should be pretty fun. But with that said, that is going to wrap it up for your Rocket League news today. If you guys have any additional questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments down below, especially if you want to do some stuff for Q&A Sunday, which is coming up here in just a bit. And while you're down there, if you enjoy the content, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys go like and follow all the socials, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.